The Lighthouse Keeper. There are places in this world where time seems to stand still, where the ocean whispers its stories to the wind, and the rocks along the shore have held the weight of history for centuries. On the edge of a quiet island, far from the rush of the modern world, stood a lighthouse, strong and steady, its light cut through the darkest nights, guiding lost ships safely home. For as long as anyone could remember, the lighthouse had been tended by a single keeper. Elias, a quiet man with silver hair and steady hands. Every evening, as the sky turned from gold to indigo, he climbed a spiraling staircase to light the green lantern, just as he had done for years before. But there was something different about this lighthouse. Something only a few had ever known. A secret hidden within its walls, waiting to be discovered. One evening, as Elias watched the horizon, a storm began to gather. The winds carried the scent of rain, and the waves grew restless. Just as he reached for the lighthouse door, a knock echoed against the heavy wood. Visitors were rare on the island, especially on nights like this. Standing on the doorstep was a young woman, her cloak damp from the sea spray, her eyes filled with something unspoken. Elias could see that she was weary, although she held herself with quiet strength. "The storm is coming," she said softly, "and I need to see the light." Without a word, Elias stepped aside, allowing her in. He sensed there was more to her request than she had said, but he did not press. Instead, he gestured for her to follow as he climbed the spiraling staircase toward the lantern room. With each step, the wind howled louder outside, shaking the glass panes of the great beacon. The lantern cast a warm golden glow, and for a moment the lighthouse felt like a sanctuary from the storm. The young woman ran her fingers along the old wooden walls, her touch lingering over a series of carved initials. Her brow furrowed as if something deep in her memory was stirring. "I remember this place," she said. "When I was a child, my grandfather told me stories about this lighthouse. He said it holds a secret." Elias nodded, his eyes glinting with quiet understanding. "It does," he murmured. "But only those who listen closely can hear it." He guided her toward a small alcove, where the walls were lined with old journals and faded maps. One book in particular stood out, its leather cover worn, its pages filled with careful handwriting. The woman traced the familiar script with her fingertips and let out a breath she hadn't realized she was holding. "This was his," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "My grandfather was the keeper here, long ago." Elias watched her carefully, then reached for the book and turned to a page marked by a pressed wildflower. He read aloud the words written so many years ago. "The lighthouse holds more than light. It holds the echoes of those who have come before and the whispers of those who will come after." The woman closed her eyes, listening, not just to the words, but to the silence between them. It was as if the walls of the lighthouse itself were breathing, holding the memories of those who had once walked its halls. She looked up at Elias, realization dawning in her eyes. The secret, it's not something hidden in these walls, is it? He smiled. "No, child. The secret is in the light itself. It doesn't just guide ships. It connects the past and the present. Those who tend the light are never truly alone, and those who seek it always find their way home." The storm had passed, leaving the night sky clear and full of stars. The lighthouse stood tall, its light stretching far across the dark waters. The young woman sat beside the lantern, breathing in the stillness, feeling a warmth she had almost forgotten. Elias placed the book in her hands. "Your grandfather left this for you, and now you carry the light." She smiled, a deep sense of peace settling over her. For the first time in years she felt truly at home. The lighthouse had shared its secret, and with it, a gentle reassurance that some things, love, memory, and the quiet glow of guidance, never fade. As she closed her eyes, the waves carried their lullaby across the shore. The lighthouse stood watch, steady and unwavering, as she drifted into a dreamless, peaceful sleep. Rest now, dear listener. Let the sea rock you into slumber. Sleep well and dream of lighthouses on distant shores until we meet again.